everybody, Edo here, and this is Morels. It is a two-player nature-themed set collection game. So if you know anything about pencil first games, this is right up my alley. And actually, it used to, internationally, it was called Fungi, and we had a guest reviewer review it, Breacher13, I think, I don't remember the number, on the channel. And I hadn't played it, but it was a great review. And I recently backed Foray. This is like the 10-year anniversary. Backed Foray, which is an expansion, and but I wanted to do a review of the base game. This is a really pleasant set collection game. What you're going to be doing is collecting mushrooms of different types, more types than I was aware of. And there's this large flop. Oh, you start with a frying pan. Each player does, one on each side, whatever. Large flop between the players. And on your turn, you get to look at the first two cards. These are considered at your feet, and you pick one. Whichever one you pick, you take into your hand, and the other gets set aside into like a decaying pile. If you don't like the cards in front of you, you may spend sticks, which you get to pay your way down to further cards back. And then you take that card. You still decay a card. The other thing you can do is, as people are playing, if the decay has grown, I think it wipes at 4, but if it's growing, instead of taking a card, you can take the decay and get a bunch of cards. You do have a hand limit though, which is important. So sets are sets of the same mushroom, and essentially if you have a set of 2, you may exchange it for sticks, but generally speaking you want larger than 2 mushroom sets, and the bigger the set, the more points. If you have enough of a set, there are some other bonus cards like the apple cider, where if I have a set of 5 or more mushrooms, I can include the apple cider, and that gives me even more points. And you, when you have a set, you put it on your frying pan, and that's it. And so you also need to collect frying pans, which give you more spots for sets. So my collecting set, frying pan, I want to take a frying pan, so you're figuring out what card you're going to take and when. It's not the same order, but that's fine. You'll also notice these moon cards. If you get the moon card, you then can select from one of the night mushrooms, which effectively are just representative of each mushroom that counts for double. It's worth 2 mushrooms. They're always good, which is a little, there's no risk. You're gonna want to take it if you can. There's a few other cards. There's what is it? The death mushroom. What's it called? It's called the. It's got to be in here. There's also butter, which makes mushrooms more tasty. Oh, the destroying angel mushroom. And this, if you take it, makes you reduce your hand size. There are a couple times when that's maybe advantageous. Generally speaking, it just goes through and it sort of can block a decaying thing. The game works. It's very casual, light, easy to play, easy to teach. Right up my alley. I mean, I think the very interesting, and I don't know which edition this is that has it, but this is the latest edition. They included an appendix, and then what's really interesting here is this is actually referring to rules that were made on BGG, Board Game Geek, in the box. It's like, hey, people complained about how you have to constantly move the set of this flop, and that's true. It is annoying. Somebody takes one goes to the decay, you slide it down, you flip 2. You're literally doing this in the entire deck. Every time, move, flip, move, flip, move, flip. It is annoying. But somebody came up with a nice circular design where it's a circle, and as it moves, you move the sort of where you are piece, and what that does is it allows you not to have to shuffle this. You're rotating around. It's really elegant. It's a nice solution. And they've provided it. I've just never seen it referring to here's the user on BGG that came up with this. Also, I didn't go into it, but that Destroying Angel card has this multi-step thing where it goes into, across each frying pan. It's a little complicated. And there's an alternate rule for the Destroying Angel, and it's really interesting because they're when we did an international version, they suggested this change. We prefer it our way, but if you want a simpler version, you can do this other one. It's very interesting. I think this is a solid game. Very simple. I will say, the thing for me that was the biggest challenge is I feel like for a 10th edition game, if there's a 15th edition or a 20th edition, I humbly recommend this rule book be better done. It's not that it's confusing, but it's just like it just needs a second graphic designer pass with the spacing and the bold text and just making it a little easier to digest. Also, the iconography on the right is okay, but as you're playing, the only way to know, like, there's no good way. They didn't use icons for the different type of mushrooms, right? So, like, as you're building up a hand, you end up, like, the only way you can sort of, like, see what you have is do this, but then you're reading this text, and it's like, you know, like a filigree, like serif style text, and there's just easier and better ways to build sets. Like, same thing you had here, but just put an icon for each mushroom at the top so that I can, you know, like, just display my card to see what I have. Those are the frustrations, but I like this game a lot. This is a keeper. I look forward to playing Foray. And yeah, so that is Morels. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.